Hi. I've been busy. We've been trying to read through the Bible in 30 days, and you do a lot of other things and reading. And that's it. So I haven't really tried to do I've been doing uh YouTube short updates real quick, This is what I read and all that, and letting you know where I am in the process. Okay, so I figured that was enough. And there's a couple of things that have been weighing on my mind, and I hadn't found the opportunity to address them. But we're going to address it here today because I belong to this particular Facebook group called Preterists something or other. I don't know I don't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to. Anyways, I've been on and off that group ever so often because the people that I have met or interacted with in this particular group are really take the Bible seriously, just like everybody else, but these people actually have read the Bible to begin with. Okay, so you get they get you I get people when I have a question, I get opinions and I get statements from people that actually have read the Bible, which is all the way through, beginning to end, and have thought about issues all the way through. Okay, so occasionally I check in. I haven't really had I haven't really had any questions or anything like that. And so I checked in occasionally to see what's going on in the world of the preterist group. And evidently, how do I go through this? Okay, about almost 3 years ago, maybe, there was a whole hullabaloo because one gentleman named Gary DeMar attended what was supposed to be a preterist conference, and people were running around saying he's a preterist, he's this and that. And if you're in any sort of evangelical reform circle, you bring up the word preterist, you're going to be called all kinds of terrible names. I've seen this one YouTuber, what's his name, Matthew Everhard. He calls people that believe in preterism sub Christians. Okay, which is so ugly, friends, so ugly. Okay, preterist. And why am I here? Okay, so if you've never heard of the term preterism, I don't blame you. Okay, it's super nerdy Bible stuff. Okay, most people are content with knowing Jesus, understanding the basic principles of the Bible, love neighbor, love God, not in that order, and lead the best possible life according to the teachings of Jesus Christ and according to the teachings of the Bible, which is simple things. Don't be a sexually immoral, a thief, a liar, and don't and take care of the poor. You can't read the Bible without understanding that that's one of the things that is in God's heart for us to take care of. Okay, that's it. If you're not interested in the nerdy stuff, here's coming up. Now, there is a whole area of Bible reading and teaching called eschatology, and essentially concerns itself with the things at the end of at what Christians believe at the end of the world. Okay, so are we going to get rapture out of here? Are we all going to, Jesus going to come back and all these other things? And if you're an evangelical Christian, you probably have firmly believe that Jesus Christ is coming back. Okay. Preterism doesn't necessarily believe that, and there's levels of that. My personal opinion, after doing a whole lot of research, is that Jesus already came back in judgment in 70 AD. That everything that is in the Bible all the prophecies in the Bible have been fulfilled, and that, and here's where I probably differ with a bunch of other people. I don't believe the Bible in any way, shape, or form tells us what's going to happen to us. Okay? We now must live by faith. Okay, which means that you do all the things that God and Jesus want you to do. You live a righteous, godly life, even though you don't know. Okay, whether you're going to be uh, taken into his bosom, so to speak, you're gonna go to heaven, whether you're going to do whatever it is, the next thing that is in line for us. I don't think we the Bible tells us, but what the Bible does tell us is the character of God. God is loving, kind. He has given up this life to us that for some of them, some people, it's been nothing but blessing upon blessing. And for some of them has been a trial. Okay. But we don't know where we're going after we're died. All we know is the character of our master. Okay. And if you don't know in your mind whether you're going to go to heaven or hell or whatever it is, and that somehow makes it so you feel like you can go ahead and do whatever you want with your life, then are you really truly a Christian? And that is the only time I would really question that on anybody. Okay, a Christian does what they do and behave in the way they do, not because they're expecting a reward, but because they are servants of a certain master, and it would disappoint us very, very much to disappoint that master. Okay, if there was my husband and I went to a church and they asked him, well, you're going to heaven and all that. He says, well, I believe so. He says, but even if I didn't, I still would be a Christian and I would still follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. And that's for perhaps for another discussion. So Preterism. Okay, why am I here?
That was colorful.
It was colorful. They were shocked. And at any rate, that doesn't make us any better or any worse.
No.
It's just where our faith is. Okay. We trust the Lord for our future, whatever that might be. He's a loving, kind father, and like every other with the best of the fathers there is. And so he will make sure that whatever next step is in our lives, it'll be pleasant. Okay, it would be amazing, or however it is. Okay. Okay. Now, again, there's a whole other hubbubaloo. Someone that was a preterist before attacking Gary Demar and with his friends. There's a 2 hour, 2.5 2 hour video out there where a bunch of nerdy dudes talking about the Bible and eschatology and the end of the world and how he's wrong and how Jesus is coming. All of those stuff. Okay, because there's a couple books out there, but here's my point. Okay, here's where I'm going with all of this. Whether you believe that Jesus already came back, okay, whether you believe that Jesus is going to come back, okay, if you are, I guess this would be a message for the prayerist people out there. Okay, the reason people fight you on your prayerist view, okay, the reason that uh even people that have common sense, I mean, I have been listening and reading a lot of stuff from Tim Mackey, and the guy knows his stuff. Okay, he's very, very smart, and he knows the Bible, and somehow in his mind, he does the job of with taking audience relevance into context when of his theological beliefs, except when it comes to the second coming stuff. It is like he can't see it. He will make allowances for the culture, the context, the audience, and everything else in the Old Testament, but when it comes to the New Testament, it applies to us. And that's a little reductionist, but it is the way he frames it. And so is a bunch of other very smart, well read, well educated PhDs, all the things, um, theologians that I have seen. Why? This is more like a message for the prayer, the full prayerist, which I am. Why? And I was thinking about it. Why? Why can these people not see it? I can see it clear as day. My husband can see it clear as day. It's actually pretty elegant and simple. But the preterist view of the Bible offers no hope. Okay, offers zero hope to the masses. So a view that says that Jesus Christ is coming back into this world, okay, gives the masses the hope, okay, gives the masses that when, however bad things are turning around, one day the good Lord Jesus Christ is going to come back and make things right. That all the wrongs that are being done right now, he's going to come back and set them as right. He's gonna do the cleanup crew. He's going to be the cleanup crew with his angels, okay. And so that is the problem with the preterist view. The preterist view gives you no hope for the future, okay. It leaves you stuck in this world without any hope of vindication for all the wrongs that have been done. That's it, okay. So what I think, where the hope is found in all of this, okay, for me, is you have to tell people that the resurrection has already happened, because this resurrection that the Bible speaks of was the resurrection of the dead at the time they were sleeping in Sheol. That you and I now, when we die, we will, our bodies and this mortal coil, whatever you want to call it, will go into the grave. But the rest of us, our spirit, our soul, our that breath of life that God has given us, that goes back to Him. What does that look like? I don't know. And in all honesty, I don't care, because I know God, and as He's been shown to us in the Bible, and I trust Him. Yes.
Oh, I got something to add at the end, so let me know when you get there.
That's it.
Oh,
Friends, preterist friends, our friends that are preterist.
okay.
You need to give people hope, or this is not going to go anywhere.
As a redneck living in Texas, yeah, well, deep South Texas, East Texas, behind the Pine Curtain, I could tell you one thing for sure. Besides God exists, but that's got nothing to do with what I want to say. Well, it does, but it doesn't. Two rednecks here in Texas have done the first, what do they call it? De-extinction of an animal. All right. An animal that was extinct for 1,200 or 12,500 years, a dire wolf. You've all seen the things in the museums, right? Somehow these fools resurrected this species. Now, just because you can do something probably don't mean you should do it.
Yeah, there's
But
that.
anyway, if you go to, what is this, Newsmax, or was this, where am I at here? Oh,
Gateway Pundit.
on the Gateway Pundit, it's on Newsmax too. You can actually see the pictures of this little baby dire wolf. That's one of them slippery slope things. You're messing with what with God's system here,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I mean, look, just because you can cut your penis off, don't make you a woman either. All right, so. But hey,
Yeah,
y'all do you. But I'm saying it's always some redneck in Texas.
yeah.
It just
Sounds like
is.
it. So,
God
like,
bless.
yeah. So, friends, I think you need to figure out how to offer hope. Okay, you what happens is we beat people over the head with the information, and so much there, but uh there's no hope given at the end of that. And so that has to be accompanied with hope for the future, for what's going to happen to everybody after we died. And like I said, it's it's such a lack of education, uh biblical education, that it's just gonna be one person at a time. All right. But here's another thing, and the last thing that I will say is, while we're fighting each other, just like the government, just like everything else, as long as they keep us fighting with each other, we're never gonna get anywhere. And you guys spend writing dissertations and fighting each other and all of that. In the meantime, no one no one is listening because this stuff is so nerdy. No one cares. One, right? And second, you're offering no hope. All right. Anyways, what I can tell you is, you read the Bible. God is generous, kind. He's the Father that's giving you this world, which I found quite bearable. So therefore, the next world, whatever it is, will come from the same hand, and it will also be bearable. Okay, that's it. God bless. Preterist friends, stop infighting. It helps nothing. All right. God bless.